Alrighty, YouTube. Today I'm going to do some poking around in this Lincoln 2 Plus. I saw a video yesterday of a guy that just had one of these unboxed. And his board was nice and clean and clear coated. And this unit was fresh out of the box roughly 2 days ago. And the first thing I noticed with this unit when I popped it open to do the conversion on it was the board did not look right at all. So when I saw this guy's video yesterday of a clear coated board, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get into this Lincoln 2 Plus and play detective first thing this morning. So it's very early in the morning. Don't know how that's going to go. I might have to get a large amount of caffeine in me. So let's pop this open and I'll show you what I immediately noticed with it. Yeah, when I opened this up, I guess it was 2 days ago, immediately the first thing I noticed was what looked to be a mineral deposit here. Because you can see the perimeter where there would have been liquid laying on the board, and then when it kind of dissolves off, you get the outline. And my first thought was water for whatever reason, but it obviously wasn't water. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know why the video that I saw yesterday of ground control doing a look inside of one of these units, why his board looks so much better than this board. It was obviously clear coated, and it didn't have any of the film deposits on. There's a whole bunch of film deposits pretty much everywhere here. Maybe he clear coated it himself. He seems like a pretty fanatical person about his equipment and his radios, which I kind of share in that. Maybe he clear coated it, but I didn't get that impression that he had done that. But I'm kind of grasping at straws on this, and I just don't know. You know, when I opened this up, it looked like that had taken some heat, because it almost has like an iridescence to it. Not really an iridescence, but I just can't quite explain what that looks like. There's definitely some darkening there. So flipping this guy around puts him right down on these two electrolytics. Yeah. So right there's those two electrolytics. Certainly my experience with industrial defluxers, stuff that we used to use many years ago, like TMC or methylene chloride or anything like that, and I don't even know that methylene chloride would be used anymore because it's just so nasty. But certainly I can't think of any solvents or defluxers that would do something like that. Playing Sherlock Holmes. Which is really what you have to do if you want to keep your equipment going. Even if it's brand new, you break it open and take it all apart. So right there's a nice solder spall. It kind of reverts back to my Texas Star DX500V video when I pulled a couple pieces of solder out of the unit and a whole bunch of solder spalls, but the solder spalls really weren't nothing compared to the 5/16 inch long pieces of solder that I found inside. So I guess it just goes to show you, it doesn't really matter where your equipment comes from being made new, you have to scrutinize it. You know, when I see stuff like this, you know, I hate to nitpick. I really truly do. But I know it's not just me, because like I said, when I saw Ground Control's video, I watched a couple of his videos, I can tell he's just a very, very fussy guy. So I'm kind of thinking stuff like this would bother him too. So it wouldn't just be me. You know, heat sink compound prints all over the place. You know, it it just lacks professionalism. I don't see anything that's jumping out at me that says I need attention. There's a nice little RF pickup point with a little toroid which feeds the RF signal through. It's just basically a sensor transformer, so it can basically pick a small amount of RF off a low impedance line. So that would most definitely be rectified. The AC voltage here would be rectified to feed your RF power meter and other functions like that that need to have RF sensing off the output. So that's pretty cool. It looks like it's got a pretty good output section in it, because we got quite a few inductors there. So that's a good note there. That would lead me to believe that this thing's going to have pretty low harmonic output content on the second harmonic, which would be up around channel 2 or channel 3 on the old VHF TV set, up around 54 megahertz, which would be just above the 6 meter amateur band. But you know, we really don't have problems with TVI anymore because we deal with closed cable and system TV sets. We're not pulling off the air channels like we used to many, many years ago. But it looks like the output has got some pretty good filtering in it. So I guess the option is clean it down and maybe give it a clear coat. So hey, I just thought I'd throw this video in there. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see it now. Looks very, very clean right now. There was something strange hanging in there. Don't know what it was. Hello. 1, 2, 3. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cussing the old Lincoln out. Low power. Might gain all the way up. Let's back that mic gain off just a little bit. A little bit off the mic gain. 6 inches away. So this stock mic is not going to sound good at all, I can't imagine. But it's got real good modulation. Real good modulation. The output on this radio looks pretty darn clean at 100 meg bandwidth here. So it looks pretty good. The only thing I see on this old Lincoln 2 Plus is it's got a DC power cord issue. That's the only thing I can find on this unit. Other than that, looks pretty marvelous. Pretty marvelous. So in conclusion here, I will say this. Don't always believe what you hear. And more to the point, you can pretty much trust what you see. Because I watched a guy the other day on YouTube, and he said, boy, this Lincoln 2 Plus is really a dog out of the box. Now, those were his exact words, a dog. Well, first of all, I'm kind of offended by the derogatory use of a dog, because I am the biggest German Shepherd person you'd ever want to meet. But You know, aside from the humor there, this unit is not a dog. I thought just for the heck of it, while I got it apart and cleaned the board off, I thought, well, before I put it back together, I'll just check the AM modulation and check the sideband output, because I kind of had the preconceived notion that the modulation was going to be very, very low on this unit, and it is not. The modulation is spec on, man, spec on. The output looks very clean on it. I can't imagine that the stock mic sounds so good, which is also kind of another preconceived notion that I got from seeing something on YouTube, so maybe I should just throw that out the window right now because it came from the same person. And I also had the notion that this might have a frequency response problem on the audio, and that also came from the same person. So I'm just going to throw all them out the window until I can prove otherwise. But my gut impression was a stock mic would not sound well at all on this unit. I haven't made any contacts on this unit. Like I said, it's just been out of the box pretty much in the past 2 days, and I've just been sitting here reading the mail on it. So we'll make some contacts and see what the guys say. I'm sure they'll tell me if it sounds bad. Now this DC power cord on this unit is a real issue, I can tell you that much. It is a real issue. It is so tight that getting that thing out of there is virtually gonna break something off inside. And I just don't know what to do about this. I filed that and filed that. Even took a grinder over it. And I don't know which dimension is off. But I guarantee about 1 or 2 times more pulling that out of there, and those wires are going to be tore off that socket. I put some Vaseline on it. That didn't help, because obviously I should have just been able to pull it out there. So I'm just going to have to go back to that at some other point in time and see what the issue is there. But this is rubber, so filing it and grinding it isn't the best method. I can't imagine that it's the socket pins themselves. It almost seems like it's the rubberized plastic that's the issue. So, don't know. We'll address it another day. Appreciate you watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.